I want to share with you one of the most incredible stories I've ever heard. I actually use this story whenever I speak in public, but I'll tell it to you now. If you've ever been to Eretz Yisrael, you know there's the famous 400 bus that goes from Yerushalayim to Bnei Brak and vice versa, the Egged bus. This story took place a few years ago on a Motzei Shabbos, on a hot summer Motzei Shabbos. These families came after a wonderful Shabbos from Bnei Brak and they went to the bus stop to wait for the 400 bus to take them back to Yerushalayim. And they came at a specified time, but the bus didn't show up. They figured, there's many buses that come on Motzei Shabbos. Maybe it's delayed. They'll wait till the next one. 10 minutes later, the bus didn't show up. Neither did the second one. And by that time, more people started to come to wait for the bus. There were constant buses that were coming, but as of now, nothing yet. 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later, still no 400 bus to take them from Bnei Brak back to Yerushalayim. Now you could understand that they were frustrated, and many people were frustrated. They had kids in carriages, they had packages, they had leftover food from Shabbos, and yet no bus. People who had cell phones started calling Egged, no response. What to do? An hour later, by this point, there are hundreds of people that are gathered around waiting to go home. Some people tried to catch a hitch. Some people went back to where they came from for Shabbos, but the frustration was real. It was true pandemonium. No one knew what to do. Finally, after around an hour and a half, they see a bus that's coming, and everyone's so excited. Oh, but it's not the 400 bus. It's the 52 bus going to Rehovot. What? The bus pulls over, anyone to Rehovot, and one guy gets on the bus. Oh man, everyone is so frustrated. They go to the bus driver, they said, look, there's one yid going to Rehovot. Do us a favor, just take us to Yerushalayim where hundreds of stranded people. He said, no, I'm sorry, I have to go to Rehovot. They said, look, here's one yid, we'll speak to him. They said, Rabbi, do you mind if we go to Yerushalayim? There's so many people, and the yid agreed. So now they went to the driver and they said, look, we're hundreds of people, please do us a favor, take us to Yerushalayim, we'll pay you. He said, look, I have a job. If I do not go to where I have to go to, if I take you to Yerushalayim instead of Rehovot, I could lose my job. I'm so sorry I can't. And he's about to close the door and they say, no, look, please. They beg, they plead, and finally he agrees. He says, you know what? Get on the bus, I'll go to Yerushalayim. Everyone gets on the bus, they're piling up. They turn the regular bus into a double-decker bus. People are sitting in the hallway, in the alley, on the floor, they're on the steps. Everyone is trying to squeeze in, and the bus heads to Yerushalayim. On the way to Yerushalayim, one of the passengers walks over to the driver and says, look, I know you. You're a nice guy, but you're not that nice of a guy that you're willing to give up your job for some other people. Why did you give in? Why did you agree to switch your route from Rehovot to Yerushalayim? So he says, can you keep a secret? Can I tell you the truth? I really am the 400 bus heading to Yerushalayim. We had a problem at the station, all the buses were delayed, and I was the first bus that was able to make it out of the station to head from Bnei Brak to Yerushalayim. And I knew, as I approached the bus stop, that if I come here with the 400 bus, and it says 400, the second I open the door, I am going to get a lashing and a screaming like I've never had before, even though it's not my fault. They're going to say, where were you? Look what's going on. What type of chutzpah this is. We're all waiting on a Motzei Shabbos. Don't you care? So I spoke to dispatch. I said, look, let me switch it to Rehovot. And that's what happened. We switched it to Rehovot. And look how everyone is sitting here happily. Everyone is smiling. They're easygoing. They're calm. They're enjoying themselves. Look at that. This is one of the greatest stories. Why? Because the truth is that these Yidden would have taken the same bus route, whether they were happy or sad. What happened? Their perspective changed. All that happened was their perspective, their outlook. They were grateful to be driving on the bus. They were grateful to be going home. And the truth is that this is a lesson that we can apply to every area of our life. If we only can try to look at things in a different light, in a different situation, we can be grateful for the things that we're having. And one of the ways to have a positive outlook on yourself is by thinking about other people. And here's a great opportunity. This coming Wednesday, August 2nd, is Yad L'Achim's Tu B'Av together. On that day, Tu B'Av, hundreds of thousands of Jews from across the world will unite davening for one another for shidduchim, including you. to recite 8 kapitlich of Tillim that everyone in Klal Yisrael merit finding their shidduch. Go to the website tuesba'avtogether.com. There will also be a minyan of Talmidei Chachamim davening in Amukah for everyone who gives in their names for absolutely free through Yad La'achem. Again, at tuesba'avtogether.com. So why is this relevant to you? We just spoke about changing your perspective on life. And when you think about someone else who needs a shidduch, even if you're happily married, that will help you think more positive about your own situation. By thinking about somebody else, you can understand how good you have it. So I urge you, tuesba'avtogether.com. And on Wednesday, August 2nd, there will be a live event broadcast on this website with many Rabbonim who will lead us in the Tehillim, and it'll be a tremendous inspirational event going on all day, beginning at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, August 2nd. And the night before, Tuesday, August 1st at 7:30 p.m. at tuesba'avtogether.com, we'll have an inspirational musical event with inspirational speakers and Rabbonim and singers. I urge you to go to the website right now, tuesba'avtogether.com, where you can register, you can give in your names for Tefillah, you could download the free article Tillim to be said, and participate in this historic once-a-year event for shidduchim. Look, everyone knows someone who needs a shidduch, whether it's yourself, your son, your daughter, your sister, your brother. Everyone knows someone who needs a shidduch. And if you don't, then please daven for those that do. So again, let's think back to the yin that were sitting on that bus from Bnei Brak to Yerushalayim. They were so happy. When with one switch, they could have been so upset. So let's use that mindset to always think of the good that we have it. Thank you.